There is a topic you will talk about for the first time. Yes, I would love to hear about it.
You so say there are 4 stages of awakening. Yes, you will explain this for the first time because I only talk about this in my trainings. In my quantum drama trainings, I'm explaining it on a broadcast for the first time. Oh, I'm so happy I haven't explained it before.
There are actually 4 stages of awakening.
Actually, not just awakening, but if we consider all of humanity right now, there are 4 levels of people in general. Now, the first of these, unfortunately, is the consciousness with which our first-time clients come to us. People who believe that in every event they experience, in every trouble, there is always someone to blame. So, because their spouse is like that, because their parents did that in their childhood, or because of the problems in their country, or because of these things happening worldwide, or even extending to blaming the creator, victim mentality. Yes, this is the most common situation, and we often see that our people continue to remain in this mindset, not just among those who attend sessions in our surroundings. Now, no matter how much you explain or show things to these people, they may choose to cling to pain because a part of them has come to believe that pain somehow benefits them. And currently, actually, at least 75% of people are in this situation. So we say this, of course, but we can say they are people who haven't awakened or experienced enlightenment yet. By the way, someone who is enlightened or awakened doesn't go around saying, I am awakened, but I have to use these sentences for clarity. Now, the second group has a lower percentage, but the numbers have increased. At least those who start asking questions, even in the face of these injustices or bad situation. So yes, they ask, why am I experiencing this? But for example, the first group asks this with rebellion. Always God. Are you closing the doors only to me? Always God. Are you sending such people only to me? What is your problem with me? They say, for example, there is rebellion there. The second group, however, says, wait a minute, I always encounter this situation. But why does this always really happen to me? Do I have a feeling here? Am I always doing something the same way? It doesn't happen to them, but it really happens to me. Why would the system have a problem with me? Or why would the creator have a problem with me? They ask what they need to see here, but they don't fully know the answer yet. It's like most of us are in this situation. Yes, it usually happens like this. The question is asked, but we don't know the answer. Sometimes we want someone else to tell us the answer. Now, the third stage of this is those who start hearing the internal answers to these questions. Those who start to read life and the system. In other words, we call them those who begin to notice cause and effect relationships. Of course, they are much fewer in number, or sometimes a person may notice the cause and effect in one area, but not in another. And when a person experiences an event, they no longer panic. They say, okay, they can be upset, they can be hurt, but they experience this for a day or two. Then they say, wait a minute, I experienced this because of such and such reasons, and if I change these, I can handle this event. For example, like the situation I might have experienced on the bus. Oh, but of course the ways to handle this may not always be about changing a thought at that moment. Maybe your traumas need to transform, you need to resolve karmic foundations. Maybe you always face injustices and always think you give a lot, but maybe you did an injustice to someone very important. It comes back around and you don't see it. You need to realize that reason. When you realize that reason there, even an internal apology or a new wish, a new intention phase can transform the situation. But as a result of this reason, the person always realizes it themselves. Even if they can't do anything, İlkay, the person can do this. Before going to bed at night, for example, I do it a lot too. So I experience an event like this. I might mentally know the reasons for it now, but maybe the universe has another message for me. My creator, is there something here that I cannot see or solve? What do I need to see or change? Please show me this in a way that I can easily understand. I lie down like that. Either it comes in my dream or the next day someone comes and tells me something. A book appears in front of me or I experience a situation. You know how we say eureka? Suddenly realizing, oh, it was because of this. The question you asked is always answered by the universe. Be clear about this once. So let the viewers know in their hearts that the question of change that comes from everyone's heart, we will surely find an answer, and that answer will be delivered to the person. We will be open to receiving the answer. And the fourth stage,
Actually, that is, of course, a level reached by our saints,
realizing that there is truly no one and nothing outside. Suddenly, in a journey from us to me, being fully aware of everything, having somewhat stepped outside of events, whatever you call it, projection, simulation, having been able to notice everything and completely let go of holding on to that projection. So being enlightened is not important here. Being a master is not important. And being human is not important either. Understanding that it exists, that it is an entity composed of an essence, an energy, and that actually all of creation consists of this. That the Almighty Creator is actually just a reflection, as they say in mysticism. The first lesson is not to break, and the last lesson is not to be broken. Truly reaching that point, not taking anything personally, not judging anyone, meaning not even thinking about judging, not looking for hidden meanings, not being involved in anything that contaminates oneself. But this is not it. Like saying, oh, I shouldn't be there, or cancel, cancel, cancel. These are actually states not in the flow, because there's a force there too. It comes to mind, but I should at least say cancel. No, whether it comes or goes, being aware of existence is actually the level of full awareness. Of course, a person really puts effort into their own life, thinking, expanding their knowledge. I always say this, for example, if you want your knowledge to increase, for universal knowledge to grow, pray for this. I have prayed a lot, and I still do, but I say as much as I can handle. My Creator, please grant me the increase of my knowledge in a way that I can handle, that I am ready for, and that will be beneficial for me. Increase my knowledge, my Lord. I say, for example, it is a very important intention, and something acts as a means, comes, and your knowledge, mind, and consciousness can expand. As long as we always intend for the good of one and all, and believe that these intentions are answered.
Amazing. Of course, it doesn't end now, Derya Deniz. I know you're left wanting more, but at least let me say this for more. On the 25th of January, Cleansing from Fears, and I have a group session on soul consciousness balancing.
Yes, lately fears have resurfaced a lot. That's why I mentioned it. Like fears of losing, anxieties about the future, fears of making mistakes, inadequacy, failure. There's such a side leading towards hopelessness that I said we need to close these fears by 2026.
We need to handle it.
As much as possible with the Creator's permission. That's why we conduct group sessions at prices everyone can afford. I wanted to start the year with this group session. We will carry it out on January 25th, God willing.
Wow. For those who say, I have a fear and want to cleanse it, this is announced. They can easily reach Anul Sehirolu through his Instagram account.
Yes, they can also reach us on Instagram. We also have a website, Anul Sehirolu, or my YouTube channel. There we actually have videos about how I conduct the sessions. They can watch those too. For those wondering what Ms. Anul is doing, they should definitely check out my YouTube channel.
Certainly. By the way, on the 6th, 7th, and 8th of February, there is also a Quantum Drama Level 1 certification program.
Yes, we have a certification program, our training program. There too, İlkay'cığım, we always say we read the universe, we read energies, and we can do it online for the clients who come to us because we already read their subconscious. We don't know anything about them, but we enter the energy field, connect, find all the subconscious traumas, and then transform them step by step in the sessions we conduct. And how we do these things? Of course, we teach the first part completely, but there's level 1. Of course, we have an advanced level 2, but in level 1, we basically enter such a camp for 3 days, from 11 in the morning to 8 or 9 in the evening. First, an evolution system. Of course, we learn about discoveries in quantum, the theoretical part. Then we move on to the practical part and teach people how to do subconscious readings. They also learn to read someone else's or even their own fields. They learn to enter their own subconscious, work on loved ones, others, find traumas, and not just find these, but also enter the subconscious fields of those we have issues with, like mother, father, spouse, lover, and transform that relationship dynamic. What is recorded in areas like the amygdala, the primitive brain, where these fears and certain anxieties are stored, mine or others, they learn to find and transform these within 3 days. They experience it themselves. We have everyone who comes apply it. They can also join via Zoom. They can come in person as well. We set up 6 cameras in the area for Zoom. It's like they are in the space. We have them practice from where they are. We say no one can leave the class without practicing. The training doesn't end, and by the end of the first level, they are able to do these things, and they graduate with their certificates.